So this Cerebral Solo is going to be a bit different. It's going to be more of a venting session, and I'm not sure if I will ever decide to make this public or not, but I'm just going to vent about one of the things that's really been frustrating me. And the thing that's been frustrating me is it's the fact that I'm making progress with things that I want to do, but I feel like eventually, because I feel like I'm not making the progress that I should be making, or I'm not at the progress level that's, socially accepted for some people, or at other people's standards, that they're eventually just going to leave me to the wayside and not want to deal with me anymore. And I know that's crazy to think, and a crazy mindset to have, but it I've been feeling this way for a while now, because all my friends and people that I talk to on a consistent basis, they're all making this progress, and I feel like they get to have conversations that I don't feel like I'm able to join in on, because they're at a certain point in their life and I'm trying to get to that certain point, but for me it's taking longer, and that's what really frustrates me, because I feel like I'm making the progress I need to make, but because it's not happening for me right away, or things aren't happening the way that I think they should happen, it feels like I'm not moving at all. And I know I always talk about, not worrying about other people's timelines. Like, my timeline isn't your timeline, and it's not your timeline and stuff. But it gets to be a little discouraging when you see all your friends, making money, having their own places, and doing certain things that you want to do, and you're not there yet. You're still at where you're at, even though you're trying to work and make all this progress. And I'm not trying to downplay that I've made progress. I have made progress, and I'm really, really proud of the progress that I made. But at some point, it just gets really discouraging. It just gets really discouraging when you're saying all these other people's successes, and you're not where you think you should be. And I know it's not really, and I know seeing success on social media is like just like the highlight reels and stuff. You don't really see what goes on in the background, but it gets kind of frustrating when everybody's where you want to be, but you don't really get to see anybody that's kind of at your level and build build their way up, in a sense. And I know there are people that that are probably at my level, working their way up as well. But it feels like they're moving at a pace that I'm not moving at, regardless of how much work I put in. I don't feel like I'm ever gonna catch up, and it just gets to a point where you just start to wonder if any of this is even if it's even worth it at all sometimes. And it mentally puts me down in the dumps sometimes, because I'll go into work some days, and I'm like, I don't there are some days where I just don't want to be at work, not because the work environment is bad or anything, but I just don't feel like I'm making any progress. Like, why go into work? Why work on my podcast as much? Why film these cerebral solos? Why post my workouts on TikTok if I'm not going to see see the you know see the rewards from it. Now I know it's not a instant process that I have to keep working. I have to keep working, but it again, going back to what I said before, like when you see people that are somehow moving faster than you are, but you feel like you're putting the same amount of work in, if not even more, it like I said, for me, it just gets it's really frustrating and discouraging, and especially when you feel like when you know certain people, when you know really successful people, and you get to hear the stories about how they did it, but you only get to see the finished product, and they're giving you all this motivation, they're giving you all these uplifting words, and they're trying to help you as much as possible, but regardless of all the motivation and all the help they kind of give you, it kind of feels like because they're not in my shoes, they don't really kind of understand, and it's it's been difficult for me to kind of like stay in that. I gotta keep grinding, I gotta keep working, I gotta keep this, and I gotta keep this, when when every day I'm talking to my friends, and they're like, oh, I'm doing this now, I'm about to get married, I'm working on this, oh, I'm working on this and this, and stuff like that. And it I feel like I feel like I'm kind of I talk about it on my interviews and stuff, but I always feel like I'm kind of playing catch up. I'm kind of playing catch up, and I know it's not, not because I'm not putting in. I know it's not mostly because I'm not putting in the work. My timeline is just different, but it's been difficult for me to come to terms with that. My timeline is not like everyone else's, and not to necessarily follow, but just to go on a different route. We might end up in the same place, which we all want to end up in, which is success, but sometimes we have to take those divergent paths, and for me that's been kind of difficult to wrap my head around and understand. And I just don't want to feel like I'm being left behind and then I don't want to feel like I can't be involved in certain conversations because I haven't accomplished certain things or gone through what they've necessarily gone through. So yeah, that's mainly how I've been feeling. I also feel like I also have been feeling like and kind of questioning why work so hard if I'm why work so hard the if I'm not going to see the benefits. And I know it's not easy, and I know it's not gonna happen right away, but like I was saying, like I'm always gonna go back to it's super frustrating. Like every day, just constantly, you know, working on TikToks, working out, and doing this stuff and doing this stuff, and on my days off, I'm working on these Cerebral Solos. I'm working on interviews. I'm trying to get back to do other stuff, but it gets to a point where mentally I just have to wonder if it's even worth it, and even if I want to keep doing this, because it's like, why? It's just why isn't it happening for me like it happens for everyone else? Why does it have to be so difficult? Why do I have to deal with these challenges that other people don't necessarily have to deal with? Why why do these certain obstacles come up? Why do these stepping stones for me have to happen? Why can't it just be as easy as it seems for other people? And I know it's not as, and I know it wasn't easy for them, and they dealt with their own challenges. But when you look at their challenges compared to, and I know I shouldn't be comparing, but it seems like their challenges are easier to get over than mine are. And it really bothers me because I don't want to have to, because at some points I start thinking to myself, why are my challenges hard when their challenges seem really easy? And I know I shouldn't be thinking that, but that's what goes through my head sometimes when I'm really, really frustrated. And I'm seeing I'm seeing my friends, do all these things and accomplish all these things. And the girl I'm talking to, she has multiple streams of income and stuff like that. She's making all this progress, and I kind of feel like I'm not on her level, so I kind of feel like she'll just like eventually not see any reason to kind of want to keep talking to me. And those are things I deal with on a not on a daily basis, but every once in a while it kind of just feels like, am I doing enough? Am I really doing enough? I am I someone that people really want to gravitate towards, or are they just around me because they feel like they have to be because of my disability or whatever's happening with me? So that's how I've been feeling lately. This has been my little vent session, and I'm not sure if I'll ever make this public, but I just wanted to vent. And if I do make this public, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for listening. And I appreciate, and regardless of what I said throughout my vent session, I appreciate every single person that supports and watches and comments and like supports my posts and stuff like that and wants to see me do better. Because I know everyone wants to see me do good, but these are just some of the things that I deal with. So again, like I said, thanks for watching if I do make this public, and I'll be back for the next one.